When I chose to listen, everything improved. Let me tell you what I mean. 4 years ago, I was at my physical peak. Low body fat percentage, jiu-jitsu, outdoor walks, a settled family life. What more could I ask for? I was bloody shredded, man. I felt invincible. But there's always been this little voice in my head telling me I'm never gonna make it. At least that's how I interpreted it. I've always dismissed it, but I've always failed and spiraled. One particular day, I was at jiu-jitsu, wrestling as I do, having a blast. And there again, that little voice creeping in. I told it to shut up because I just ain't got time for that. Well, that voice turned into a pop in my knee. Within 30 minutes, I could barely stand. Turns out, I was carrying a small injury for years. Neglecting it, of course. But now I could neglect no more. That little voice had turned into a scream. My peak performance, gone within 6 months. What the fuck was I thinking? So ridiculous. 4 years later, I've mended my physical self, for the most part. This process shed light on other areas of life that I've been neglecting. During this whole time, that little voice was hoping and praying to be heard. Yeah, it's a shining light. It's called a conscience. But it was no match for the hubris I possessed and the poor decision making that came as a result of it. Now it was time to pay that debt. I regret being hasty, not seeing the writing on the wall, but there's an upside. I've still got time in the game of life. And guess what? So do you. Don't dwell on your errors. Use them as fuel for learning and for future. Do listen to the voice. Before they scream, heart attack at 40, or I want a divorce. So I'm gonna ask you this. What's one thing your heart or conscience is whispering to you in life to let go of? And today, start the process of figuring out how to let it go.